Okay, so today we are going to look at reporting Dynamics CRM. So we'll also look at what all the different ways we can generate report in Dynamics CRM and how to use them for analysis purpose. So Dynamics CRM provides a set of out-of-the-box report for analyzing your business data. So the report that you have on Dynamics CRM are based on SQL Server reporting services. That is nothing but SSRS. That is a Microsoft technology for generating BI solutions. So the report definition then in your each of the report will contain in a RDL file, report definition language. So whatever report you generate in Visual Studio will have that RDL file or definition file that you need to deploy to CRM and use it. So in addition to it, Microsoft also allow you to create report using a report wizard. You don't need to write any queries. Just like you are using advanced find, you can generate your reports. Yeah, so the report builders can customize the existing out-of-the-box report or can create custom report from the scratch. So basically there are two types of reports in Dynamics CRM. One is SQL based and the fetch based. So let's see what all these two different types. So SQL based, as the name indicate, will use SQL queries to securely retrieve data from the filtered views. So if you remember, we have mentioned a few sections earlier, we are not supposed to retrieve data from Dynamics CRM directly from the table. That is unsupported. Instead of that, we need to use them from the filtered view. So Microsoft has a concept known as filtered view. For each entity we have a table. Similar to that, we have a filtered view also. Yeah, so if you are using SQL Server Management Studio, we will get the list of all your filtered views. So we need, when you are writing query, when you are writing select star from, instead of mentioning the table name, you need to mention filter table, filter account, or filter contact that you want to mention. So the default report that is shipped with the Dynamics CRM are all SQL based report. So what is fetch based report? So this is basically use fetch XML queries while you are generating a report or writing a query in advanced find. What is the query behind that is nothing but fetch XML. This will includes XML tags in that query. So if you want to deploy any report into CRM Online, SQL report can be used. The reason is because when you are using CRM Online, you don't have any way, you don't have no way to access the database. So if you are writing SQL queries and if you connect that to CRM, that queries won't run because we cannot access the database in CRM Online. So that's the very reason we have fetch XML queries. So by writing fetch XML queries, we can write report, deploy them onto CRM Online as well as to on-premise. So on the online version, we can only have fetch based report. So all the report that are created using report wizard are fetch based report. So let's see what is report wizard. So report wizard is the out-of-the-box tool available in Dynamics CRM to quickly create report with charts, tables, etc. So using Dynamics CRM report wizard, you can group and summarize the data. You can add visualizations such as charts, tables. You can also drill down into that. That means once you have a chart, once you click on that chart, it will drill down to the particular data. That all we can do. And also you can run the report from the list and forms for underlying entities. Also you can share the report with the entire organization. So let's see how we can access the report. We need to go to sales and report. We have all the list of report in the CRM system we have. Okay, so when you are creating a report directly from here by clicking plus new button, you are actually opening up report wizard. There you can create the report just like you are creating a query in advanced find. You don't need to write any queries as such. Rather than you can make the queries using the advanced find like window. So these are all the report that you have out of the box. So you can customize this report using the report wizard or you can create new. Okay. So once I open this is how it look like, the filtering criteria we have on account and opportunities. Once I click on it, the report will run and it will fetch the data. So this includes account distribution table. This is showing the summary of total revenue earned and average deal size, and also to showing the charts based on that. So I can click on edit filter and then I can make changes to the filtering criteria of the report, and I can run the report again. Yeah, so also one more thing, like if you are navigate to any of the views of records, say accounts, then we have an option to run report from here. For example, I'm selecting all the active, my active account, then we have an option called run report. So it will give option what all the report you need to run: account overview, account summary, product by account. So this report can be run on selected records. So account overview, it will show use this record, all applicable records, the selected records, all records on all pages in the current view. Like that you can run report on the selected set of records. So for this selected set of records, the report will run. That's a powerful feature of CRM reporting. You don't need to go and create a new report. Rather than what all the existing report available, you can run them for the selected record. There is some issue with the database, it seems. Okay, we can run it for us. Let's run a sales history report for the selected 3 records. So this will show the report only for that 3 selected records. Yeah. So here you can group it by industry and click on view report. That will show the detail based on the industry: entertainment, retail, food processing, non-durable merchandise, etc. Like that you can change the group by. So if you go to edit filter, you can see the filtering criteria for it. Okay, so that's all you can do using report wizard. Now let's see how we can create a reporting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the query that you set there is very similar to advanced find. Okay, so let's see how we can create a report using report wizard. So first of all, you need to navigate to the sales report, the section with this we have gone through. Then you need to type the record type as report wizard type. Then create a new report using the report wizard dialog. You need to set the layout for it. Also select the report format as a table or table and chart. You can add just table, or you can add tables and charts. Then you can view the summary of it and run the report. So let's see how we can do it. So here we have a scenario: create a report to display the top 10 accounts in the pipeline based on the size of estimated revenue of open opportunities. So this report will create for opportunities, and we will look for the opportunity revenue. Okay, so first of all we'll go to our report wizard. We'll navigate to sales reports, then we'll click on plus new. There you need to mention what are the report types. So should it be report wizard report if you are creating a report using report wizard? Otherwise you need to mention existing file. That means if you have already created a report using SSRS in Visual Studio, then you will have the RDS file ready. You can browse that RDS file and you can deploy it here. We will see that next. First we will use report wizard report. Then you click on this button, report wizard. That will open up the wizard. So here you need to select what is the starting point for your report. You can start it as a new report. That will start everything from scratch, or you can use start from an existing report. So once you look for more record, you will get the existing report in your CRM system. So if you want to customize any of that report, you can select any of that existing report and click next, so that it will create a copy of that existing report, and you can customize it rather than creating a new report from scratch. And we also have an option such as overwrite existing report. In that case, the existing account overview record will be overwritten. So I'm going to go for the first one, start a new report. then click next. So here will ask for the report name, top 10 opportunities. As the name I'm giving, I can give a description. Then I need to specify the record types to include in this report. I need to select a primary record type, that is only mandatory. I can select a secondary as well. I'm going to select leads, qualifying opportunity. So that will take me to the filtering criteria section. So here we have the leads first. So by default, just put a condition such as modified on last 30 days. Then opportunities as modified on last 30 days. So I'm not going to change this one. So it will filter only records which are modified in the last 30 days. I'm going to add a condition status equal to open. Then I can click next. Okay, so here I need to mention the layout. So here in the layout section you can do multiple things. First thing is you can add grouping. For example, if you want to group this record based on the leads or based on a date for that matter. For example, what is the opportunity create date? So I'm going to select create by. So the time interval is by default showing as month. So if I have opportunities created in multiple months, this opportunity will be grouped by that value. I can select any of these values for that matter. I can select account and account name. So that way the opportunity will be grouped based on the account name. Then I can mention the sorting order for this field, ascending or descending. The column width I can mention, and the summary type. Yeah. If I want to summarize the count of the accounts, that I can do. Then click OK. After that I can add multiple grouping by clicking on this. I can add more. I'm just stopping it here by adding only one grouping. Then by clicking on here I can add columns on the reports, but all the column headers need to be displayed. So I'm going to select opportunities and the first field, that is topic. So I can add the fields from the primary entity, the secondary entity, also from the entities or records related to opportunities and leads. Anything I can be selected. I'll select the record type and column name, set the column width, click OK. So like this I need to add multiple fields. The next one I'm going to add as I'm going to add account name, account that is related, and category. So that will be pulled from the related account. Then I can, next one I'm going to use from lead. What is the associated lead name? Yeah. Then I can even use the sorting part. Okay. Based on which field we need to sort this. I'm going to sort this by account in ascending order. Okay, so we have done with the layout. After that it will allow me to select the format. So table or table and chart. So what is showing here? Here the table and chart option is disabled. So what the message is showing here? If you want to use a chart in this report, click back and then either add a summary type to an existing numeric column or add a new numeric column with a summary type. If you want to add a chart, you need to have some summary field add here. So click on this field. I need to select one numeric field such as estimated revenue, that is a numeric value. Then I am going to select the summary type as any of these aggregate options such as average, maximum, sum, etc. I am going to select sum. So sum of opportunities will be shown in the chart. Now it will give you the option to select chart and table. Here also I have two options: show table below chart on the same page, show chart. To view data for chart region, click the chart region. I'm going for the second option. Click next. So it will give you further options. You have to select the chart type such as vertical bar or horizontal bar. I'm going to select the first one. Then it will allow me to customize the chart format. So this is what the chart preview look like. The sum of estimated revenue on the vertical and the account name on the horizontal. If you want, I can change it. Okay, so it's giving me multiple options, so I need to click next. So it is giving me the report summary, report name, primary record type, secondary record type. I'm going to click next. Okay, report has been successfully created. Then I click finish. Okay, so report has been created and saved. After that you can click on run report now to see what is the report you just has been created. Okay, so here it is showing the top 10 opportunities report. Basically when you are using the chart, right, so the table will be displayed as the filter summary and the chart will be displayed. The sum of estimated revenue on the left hand side and the sum of estimated revenue, sorry, and the account name on the horizontal side. So we didn't get the table over here, so we need to make some changes in the query if you want to have the table displayed, because we have given this summary type as sum, right? So that's why it is showing only the chart. We need to display the chart, the report as well. So we'll customize it and we'll do it again. Also, once we have the report created, we have option to export into different options such as XML or CSV or PDF, Word, etc. I'm going to opt as PDF, so it will create a PDF file and it will show this. Yep, so that's how you can export into different format. So the query you can change by clicking on edit filter, but if you want to change the layout of the report, there is no way you can do it. What you need to do, you need to create another report and then you need to customize it. We need to use the second option this time. Start from the existing report. Then I need to select this one, click next. Okay, so I'm not going to change anything over here. Maybe I can make some change over here, such as the estimated revenue is greater than or equal to $1,000. Then we have the fields. Maybe I will remove this one. This time I'll select only table. Next. Save it, run the report. Yeah, so this time the data is showing in the report. So here you can see the grouping. So the grouping is based on account. So these are the opportunities. It is showing the account name, topic, again the account name, the category of account, etc. The grouping you can see under account adventure works we got multiple opportunities. Under city power and lights we got 2 opportunities. Coho binary we got 1. Yeah, so that's how we create a report using report wizard. So any question on that? This is straightforward in fact. Yeah, So the next one is using SSRS report. So whenever we need to develop report which are a little complex or the requirement is complex, you need to use SSRS. So SSRS is a technology that you can use with your Visual Studio. So SQL report you can generate for many other requirements, such as you can develop reports for your third-party application or .NET application, or even for SharePoint you can create your reports. So same you can use for Dynamics CRM as well. So what you need to do, you need to create a report in SSRS, then you need to save that file as RDL, that will contain the report definition. Then you need to deploy that, you need to add it to your CRM server. So then after that you can see the report, you can run and see the same way you are using any other report. Okay, so while you're creating the report, you need to mention the report type as existing instead of report wizard report. Then you need to browse that file and upload. So let's see what are the tools you need to use for creating report in SSRS. First of all, we need to have Microsoft Visual Studio 2012. Then you need to have a tool known as SQL Server Data Tools for Visual Studio 2013. This tool was earlier known as BIDS, Business Intelligence Development Studio, in Visual Studio 2013 and prior versions. And if you are creating reports for CRM online, then you need to download another tool known as CRM 2015 Report Authoring Extension for Fetch XML report. These two are free tools, you can directly search and download it. I think this one, SSDT, SQL Server Data Tool for Visual Studio, you can get free for some of the Visual Studio 2030 versions. I think it is premium, or I don't exactly remember, but we can download it and use. So these are the tools we need. Then we'll see what are the steps involved in developing report using SSRS. We need to install SSDT in Visual Studio, that would be the first step. Then we'll create the new project, report project. Then we'll create a data source, then write the query, SQL based or fetch based, depends upon your requirement. Build the report, then deploy the report with CRM. So let's see where you can find SSDT for Visual Studio. Oops, 20. Here we go. So it will be little big file, like 789 MB. You can download it and install. So once you install it, what is wrong with my keyboard? Yeah, so once you install it, if you open a new project, create a new project, that point in time you can see one new section known as Business Intelligence. After SSDC is installed, you will get this Business Intelligence. There will have analysis services, integration services, that is SSIS, and reporting services. Yeah. So you need to create a new report server project. Yeah, after it's installed it, so you can have two types, either report server project wizard, that will use a wizard to develop the report, that will be easier to begin with. And if you are familiar with report creation in Visual Studio using SSR, then you can use the report server project. It won't be using a wizard. You need to add the items separately. So I am going ahead with the wizard first. I'm giving a name, sample SSRS report 2. So open up the report wizard. So this report wizard is different from the CRM report wizard, so don't get confused in between these two. So here it will allow me to select a data source. So let's see what all the steps we need to do. Different steps. Yeah, this is for fetch checksum. Yeah. After we install, we need to create a data source. This is nothing but a connection to the database. Then we need to write a query that is known as dataset. So these are the two steps that is important that you need to do before you are creating the report. So now you need to give a name to the data source. I will give a name as X-Factor 161, that is my server name. Here you can see Microsoft SQL Server. This is the data source type that you need to select. Yeah. Then you need to give your connection string over here, such as the connection string to the SQL Server database. That connection string you need to copy paste here. Then you need to set your credential, the username, password you need to mention here for the SQL Server, SQL admin, and the password. Yeah. So yeah, that I was coming to that part. So I cannot do it now. I cannot do it here. Okay. So the steps are very similar. After I have done this connection, the report creation for online or offline same. So the only difference I am going to do here, if I am creating a report for CRM on premise, or in other ways I can say when I am creating an SQL based report, I will select the type as SQL Server, then I will copy paste the connection string over here, give the credential, click next. Okay, so I cannot do that because I am going to connect with CRM online. So I have mentioned about one tool, that is along with SSDT we need to install report authoring extension for fetch XML report. So I have installed that one also. That why you can see the data source type as Dynamics CRM fetch. Okay, then you can mention your connection string to CRM online. So that is nothing but the link to your CRM organization. Click credential, then you need to mention your credential. Okay, so this is the only difference. The type will be SQL Server, and here the connection still be the connection string to the SQL Server. In between fetch XML query and normal SQL Server report. The rest of the steps are same once we have created the data source. Click next. If there is any error in the connection, it won't go ahead from here. It will show the error itself here itself. That is the advantage of using report wizard, because if you're directly creating a report as a report project, then finding this connection error, everything would be difficult. It will show the error only at the end. So first time try with the wizard. Okay, it's get connected. Now the things are easy. Now you need to design the query. That is nothing but a data source. I'm going to create a fetch XML report first. Okay, the rest of the steps are similar. I will use a sample XML query I have here. Okay, so if you ask me how you will generate this fetch XML query, that is pretty simple. If you know how to write it, then you can write it. Otherwise you can use CRM's help for it. So advanced find is very useful in that way. What you need to do is you need to generate a query using your advanced find. Then advanced find is giving you an option to download that fetch XML query. You can download it and you can use it. Let it open up. So while it open up, I will explain this query. So this is basically the envelope of the query. So the tags are very similar to XML. That's why it's known as fetch XML. you will mention the entity name. This is the entity tag. So this report is for account. Then we have the attribute names, name, account ID, address, state, province, address of city, account number. Then you do the ordering of it. Then the filtering, there we have two condition on attribute, created on, operator, on or after, and value. So these are the two conditions we have mentioned. So this query is equivalent to select name, comma, account ID, comma, state, province, comma, city, comma, account number from account table, order by name in descending order, where created on or after this date, and created on is on or before this date. That's what this query is look for. Okay, so how I can generate one fetch XML query? I need to create a new fetch XML, advanced find query, select the record, then I need to select the fields. Before we are selecting the condition, I need to edit the columns and select which all the columns that need to be displayed. I can remove some of the columns that I don't need, and I can add the columns that I need. Yeah, so here we got 5 or 6 columns. Then I need to mention the condition. Here I have mentioned created on, I have mentioned some date. On or before, on or after, on or before September 7, on or after. I'm just selecting some random date. Then you click result, showing some record, good. Then you have an option, download fetch XML. To download one XML file to your system, it is sick. Then there you get the query expression. Yeah, I'm going to select this one. Then we'll go back to Visual Studio, copy paste that query string over here. You can even use a query builder where you'll get the, or you can type the queries and you can run and you can see the result. Yeah, so like that you can build your query. You don't even need to go to CRM not to see the record, you can test it here itself. Okay, so we design the query, then click next. Then we need to select the record type as tabular or matrix. Matrix means it will be row headers and column headers would be the, and tabular only column headers. Then it will ask me to design the table. So we have 3 stages here. The page, that is here in the picture you can see these are 3 pages. So where I need to add this column into, I can add all this to one page, or I can group them, or I can add it to one page all details. So I'm going to use the third one, account number, account code value, and add to details. So it will come like this. So I can group them if I want to group them based on anything. Using account ID for example, I can group them as well. Okay, click next. So it will ask me to choose the table style. We have got multiple styles. I'll use this one, corporate. Click next. So here it will ask me to choose the deployment location. So this is mainly for SSRS reporting for on-premise. So if I have a SQL server installed locally, so it will install to that location with this. So using this URL I can select it. So I will click next. So it will show you the summary of my report, connection string, the report type, the layout type, everything will be shown. Also it will display me the query. I can click on preview report, and also I need to mention a name, sample fetch account report fetch XML. Yeah, I click finish. So Visual Studio, it will preview me the report. Okay, so it is group based on account name. The account ID display here. That's look weird, but it's okay. So I can go to the design part. So here I can change everything. The title I can change. This is nothing but the column header. I can change it to user friendly name here, account ID, the name. I can increase the width. On the code. So this is the basic layout. Since you are using this the wizard, you don't need to touch the basic thing. Otherwise you need to do all this design by yourself. Account number, and these are the values mentioned. So if you click on any of these values, you see that it will show you all the values. So now you need to play around here a little bit. So once you have used the wizard, the system gave you everything. You created one sample SSRS report, a solution basically. Then you got a project with the name sample SSRS report 2. There you will get the shared data sources and data sets. Then the report, this is the one you have created. So you can right click on this report, add more reports. The report wizard will open up again. Again you can create, or you can create as add new item. There you can add a report wizard, a report. For example, I'm going to add report 3. Yeah, so it will give you a very bare report. There you need to add items. You can right click, insert anything, text box, metrics, anything you can add here. So it will ask you to select the data source. You can select the existing shared data sources. Then you can create the data sets, the query on it. Then you can start running it. Like that you can do. But here once you have used the wizard, everything, yeah, you can see the data set that you have created using the query, the data source you have created, everything is here. Once you preview it, you can see the updated one. Okay, so you save it. Once you save it, you will get a RDL file, sample account report xml.rdl. that's the RDL we created. So now we have created the report, and if you are, once you are happy with it, you need to open up the project folder and get the RDL. Under bin debug, you will have this report definition file. Cool. So now we have generated the report. The next step would be deploying that to the CRM. Yeah. Save the report. After that you need to deploy to CRM system. So yeah, let's go back to CRM application. Go to sales reports, create new report. Yeah, so then in here you need to select the report type as existing file and browse the RDL file from the report project. Okay, this is the ideal file. Click open. Well, it is even pulling the name from the report. I don't want to mention that. Yeah. Okay, you just need to save it. Then you have the option to run it. Just like you are running the normal report wizard report, you can run it. So now it is part of your CRM system. It is even got the URL. Yeah, you can see the name over here. So like that you create report using SSRS. Now you can do anything over it. You can even customize it, you can overwrite it, anything you can do. Once you have the RDL, then it is very similar to what we have on any other report. You can just upload to CRM system and you can use it. That's how you create a report. So maybe the second option would be, so before going to that, I need to show you one thing. So now the difference here is, if you are creating a report for SQL, if you are creating a SQL based report, here the difference will be only on creating the data source. Okay, the data source will be SQL, SQL based. Then you need to mention SQL query. Rest everything will be same. So here we need to select SQL server in the data source type. Then the connection string that you will be giving should be the connections to the SQL server. So here we have the data source. Once you go to data source properties, you can see. So you can even change it. I can change it back to SQL server, then give the connection string to SQL server, give the credential. So then you need to mention a SQL query here in the data source. Once you come to the properties, here instead of giving the fetch XML query, you need to mention a SQL query. For example, this is a query, SQL query on account. So instead of this, I need to mention this one. Yep. Rest of the steps are pretty much the same. How you are creating the report, how you are designing it, and all the steps are different. Only the way you creating the data source and mentioning the query is different in between fetch XML query, fetch XML report, and SQL based report. Yeah. So that's how we'll create report using SSRS. So any questions? There is a security issue. I mean, that's what, like I've mentioned. You mean that's why the fetch XML report came into picture, because on online version you cannot run SQL queries. That will fail. You cannot connect it. That's the reason fetch XML came into picture. So that is, in terms of performance, both would be similar. I mean, you will not have much differences. It is about the deployment type. But on the on-premise, we can use both. So is it clear? Okay, cool. Yeah. So any question related to this section, previous sections, or anything? So today we have completed the syllabus. No problem. So whenever you have question, you can come back to me. Okay. So yeah. So now let me know what all the helps you need in terms of preparing for interviews. I'll be happy to help. Yeah. Sample project name I cannot give. Roles and responsibilities comes along with the project only. I mean, that's both are the same thing. Yeah. Now once I send you the roles and responsibilities, that will include sample project also. project name wouldn't be there, that you need to mention some name, but the project, it will be project wise, 3 or 4 project would be there. You can mention whichever project name you want to mention there, you can use it. So that will cover both. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be adding some contents whenever I get time. Okay, cool then. So all the best, and if you have any questions, you let me know. Okay, so I mean, in terms of what all we have covered in the previous section, if you have any specific questions, you can come back to me anytime. You'll be available on mobile or email. You can connect me anytime, so I'll be happy to help. Yeah, I will do that. Okay then. Yeah, I will expect your call. So all the best. Yeah, good night. Bye.